Hey everyone, it is Miss Forbes here. We're back with another episode of the Forbes Agency podcast. I am having so much fun creating these. So if you're following us on YouTube, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you are listening to us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast, please be sure to give us a follow. And we appreciate it because this is fun. I'm going to do a mini episode today. It's going to be me, and we're going to just be diving into a topic that I think is a must-have skill acquired, right? A must-have ability. So we're going to talk about how to surpass your competition, how to beat your competition anytime, anywhere, any place, right? I think that when I was younger, this would have been the perfect episode for me to listen to. And so I hope you find this information useful. Let me know what you think. Building a creative business is hard. Building any business is hard, but especially if it's not like something essential, like food, a restaurant, something medical, tax or law related, right? All of my artists and creative people, we are dependent on our community and the people that are finding value in our services and in our gifts. And a lot of times we can kind of get wrapped into looking at other creatives and other artists that are doing similar work. And that can be a good thing if we are using it to feel inspired and feel motivated and to cheer other people on also, and to see it as evidence that we can also accomplish these goals. And what I think the problem comes in is whenever we start to feel maybe jealous or feel envious or try to discredit that person or try to find a loophole, or we don't really want to give that person credit. When we're looking at other people, that's when we when we're looking at other people and we have those types of feelings, that's a clear indicator that maybe we should unfollow these people, or maybe we should change our perspective, or just do some inner work and try to figure out, number one, why we care that much to speak negatively or discredit someone, and number two, why we are looking through that lens. And the reason that I'm saying all of this is because other competition outside of yourself as a creative doesn't exist. And the notion that we're competing against other people, because of these systems that we have in place, we do have award ceremonies and, we have competitive events, which are fun, right? It gets our adrenaline going, and it's a part of, societal culture. It's our nature to compete. But in terms of personal growth and development in your creative business, you do not need to see other people as competition. Your competition is yourself. So when I made this topic for the podcast, I kind of threw in like a little, what's the phrase? Throw in a hammer? I don't know. Y'all tell me the phrase if you know it. But I wanted to throw in something that was like ironic, right? Because we are our only competition. And for me, when I look back at times when I would get upset or would feel like I'm competing with other models or I'm competing with other business owners, it was because I wasn't holding myself accountable and, focusing on how I can be better as a model and focusing on how I could, learn something new or take a new class or see a mentor. And I think when I started to see myself, me versus myself, that's when all of the magic started to happen, because I really was focusing on how I can grow and how I can be better. And my business started to, the energy that I had for myself started to trickle into my business. And so I started being able to book more gigs. I started financially making more money. I started, showing up more professionally. I started getting new inspiration and getting new ideas on how to be a better business owner. And it's so much more peaceful for me, you know, when I can let everyone else off the hook, right? I think when we compete with other people, we do ourselves a disservice because we're using energy to try to not necessarily knock someone down or compare ourselves. And like, God didn't make us to be compared to another person. Like, we're on our own journey. And so, you know, it's definitely hard being in the culture that we're in, like I said before, but we don't have to compete with other people in our industries. And that's also a quick way to build, you know, a more solid foundation in your work culture and your community. Because, you know, if you haven't listened to the previous episode about finding your people, go listen to it. But I did talk a lot about how community is so essential to creative businesses. And so when we are thinking about being competitive with people, how can we build community, right? When we are thinking about being against or being versus another business, how are we able to, you know, show up with a heart of gratitude and a heart of creativity and inspiration, you know? But yeah, this is such a important topic for anyone who wants to maintain a creative business that is a healthy business that they can run today and on to 20 plus years, right? It's being better than you were yesterday and learning how to, you know, beat yourself and surpass your previous goal. You know, if you have 2 clients this month, next month, go for 4, you know, and if you don't make it, that's when it's time, you know, to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, you know, how can I be better? Or, you know, you're dissecting your business in that way to where you're holding yourself accountable. So yeah, this is kind of a tough pill to swallow for some. It was for me when I was younger. But like I said, once I kind of realized that it was me versus myself, I don't see anyone as competition. And that doesn't mean that I have to be friends with everyone in my industry. It doesn't mean that, you know, I have to be in community with everyone in my industry, because we all are on different journeys and you align with who you align with, right? But just know that, you know, everyone may not be your cup of tea. You might not understand or, you know, resonate with how other people run their business, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to be negative or feel like you need to beat them, because once again, we're using energy and we're diverting energy that can be used on bettering ourselves. And it's just a waste of energy. So yeah, I think that is really important. I know y'all probably thought this was tea. Y'all probably thought this episode was like me being like, kill them. You know, not physically kill them. YouTube, don't take this video down. But yeah, it's you versus you, baby. So I hope you feel seen. I hope you love this episode. If you have any questions about, you know, beating the competition, which ultimately is yourself, or you want to contribute to the topic I talked about today, feel free to email me, drop it in the comments in the YouTube, or shoot us a DM, and I will see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.